Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a refreshing break. I'm Monica Bachchandavuri, your moderator for today, and for the rest of today's session for the metal and mining track. We have already had an insightful start with the welcome note, industry outlook, and fireside chat. Now, let's dive into the next part of our agenda, which promises to be equally engaging and informative. Up first, we are pleased to welcome Mr. Chetan Trivedi, Group CIO, Vedanta Resources. He will be talking about unlocking business opportunities in metals and mining by leveraging technology and sharing the journey of Vedanta. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Chetan Trivedi. Over to you, sir.
Hello, am I audible? Hello, yeah. So good morning, everyone. My name is Chetan Trivedi. I lead the technology functions for Vedanta Resources. First of all, it's a great pleasure and honor for me to be over here to share our story of how we are leveraging technology to accelerate growth. So I'll be talking about very specifically how we are leveraging technology around the cloud solutions of SAP. Those who don't know about Vedanta, very briefly, we are a global natural resource organization. We are a very firm believer of Make in India, Resilient India, and contributing to the national building by securing the mineral, basically, and cutting down on import bills. But at the same time, very proud to contribute to the exchequer close to more than $32 billion in last 5 years, engaging a direct and indirect workforce of 87,000 plus people, as well as in terms of securing the kind of ESG leadership. So as an organization, Vedanta is globally ranked third in the natural resource segment for S&P Corporate Sustainability Assessment, and even the first spot is also secured by our own independent company, Hindustan Zinc Limited. We have a marquee operations in India, so we call ourselves Indian multinational, though we have a lot of presence in Middle East and Africa. So Africa and India is the geography which we feel that is going to really make a difference to the world, and that's where we really focus on. Coming to the point, I think in the morning, Stephen also mentioned about what are the kind of driving factors today natural resource industry or metal and mining industry per se has. So if I talk about a little bit while in natural resource segment, the operational efficiency, cost efficiency, and asset utilization remains core. But in the current context, there are 4 driving factors for the metal and mining industry. First and foremost, I think even Mr. Arun also in the morning talked about an aggressive growth by the segment. So huge aggressive growth, and particularly in India, if I talk about very good, all leading metal and mining organization is driving a humongous growth. Backed up by the critical mineral security kind of a framework which government has launched. While all organizations are growing very fast, they are also consolidating their positions. So in terms of merger, acquisition, rationalizing their portfolio, which is more profitable. So that is also one of the driving factor for today for the resource industry. Sustainability remains the core of the industry. So that is given today. The third important point is supply chain resiliency, and we have seen that in the COVID times as well. So as an industry, as a metal and mining industry, we are moving a huge volume of material, input and output material across geographies, and therefore supply chain becomes a very, very important aspect for us, right? But the fourth element is very, very interesting element. Historically, if you see, the metal and mining industry is considered to be a laggard in terms of adopting the technology, but that's not the case now. Every leading organization, forward-looking organization is today talking about how do we create an intelligent enterprise leveraging the technology, and that's where my story starts. So when we started our Envision workshop for Vedanta 2.0 a few years back, we realized that our next phase of growth will be fueled by, backed up by digital and innovation. And we started driving a theme, uh, innovation-led, technology-driven business transformation. And that's how we started our comprehensive digital transformation journey a few years back. When we started this journey, the very important point and the first thing which we came to our mind is that we need to really establish a very robust digital core. Unless and until we establish that very robust digital core, we will not be in a position to leverage technology very effectively. And particularly when I talk about the technology of Industry 4.0, those technologies is very, very important that we create a very robust foundation. And then when we started thinking that how do we create a digital core, we had a various options, we evaluated various options, and we recognized that I think SAP, all our business processes are running on SAP largely. Why don't we really create our digital core on SAP BTP itself, RISE plus BTP itself? And that's the time where RISE and BTP was announced as well. So we recognize that, okay, we will have that kind of a digital core which will be around SAP BTP platform. And there were certain driving factors to do so. That one was obviously we wanted to leverage a cloud very, very extensively. So we wanted to become the cloud native, which will bring us the speed, the kind of agility what we require. Number two, the platform will give us the kind of a scenario where we can actually fuel the innovation. So that gives us the platform also where all technology can converge at one place, and we are not really working in a very fragmented and a siloed manner. The third, we also realized that we want to bring our data strategy also together now. I mean, we all been working on various kind of data, and there are certain kind of initiatives going on in terms of creating a kind of data warehouse and all those kind of stuff. But we realized that that may not be sufficient in the changing world. And therefore, we wanted to have a strong data foundation in a newer context. And that's the third pillar which was actually driving us for the platform strategy. And the fourth and most important thing, and today we talked about AI all the way, out of all the emerging technology, AI is going to lead the way. And we thought, how do we leverage AI? And we say that we actually internally think that AI plus our values is equal to unlimited opportunities for us. And then we thought that, okay, yes, that's where we need to start our journey. So as a part of a journey, as I mentioned, the digital core was the first and foremost things. And that's how we started our very large transformation program in SAP RISE. So we are a federal organization having 8 large instances. So we conceptualized the whole RISE transformation. And in flat 6.5 months, we migrated all the entire portfolio of technology to the SAP RISE. And that itself is a benchmark in today in the industry, given the size and the complexity what we have. It is highly recognized in the industry, also in the form of various recognition as well. So our driving factor for adopting a RISE multifold, and we set out certain deliverables to achieve while we actually move to the RISE environment. So it's already listed. Then our idea was to how do we really operate from the single data center rather than having multiple data center. Objective was to move to the greener IT as well. We took an opportunity to harmonize and standardize the entire landscape in terms of processes or in terms of even the management also. We also realized that while we are working on the legacy environment with a federated manner, our IT team was actually largely occupied in terms of managing those landscape itself, rather than being a change agent and partner with the business for the more kind of an innovation. So, and it also resonated with our philosophy of outsourcing. So when we moved to the RISE, the entire thing is outsourced to the SAP. And therefore, it could free up the bandwidth what as an IT team we had, and we started partnering more with the business itself. Commercially also, there are certain driving factors to rationalize our TCO. The earlier construct was basically where we are landing up into the self-ware. So we thought, okay, with this kind of a construct, when we move from a CapEx to OpEx, the entire portfolio will be rationalized. At the same time, we will be get rid of all the kind of a self-ware. So these were some of the objectives and the driving factors we wanted to achieve. And with the RISE migration, we achieved all of them. In fact, as a part of a RISE migration, typically in any organization, people talk about what kind of value you achieve. So we also had a very unique value realization framework created as a part of this journey, that what kind of things value we want to realize in terms of availability, in terms of security, in terms of productivity improvement, in terms of cost optimization. So all of these things we started as a part of value realization framework, and I'm happy to mention that we achieved, actually we ticked by all the checkboxes when we actually completed this our RISE migration program. So once we completed the RISE migration last year, we started envisioning our program, VRISE, we call it as VRISE as a program, VRISE 2.0. So now VRISE 2.0 is essentially centered around three different things: application, data, and AI. And I think in the earlier conversation also with an SAP, they are also driving the similar concept of application, data, and AI. So that's how we started our journey. And that is complemented by a very strong, robust integration layer, as well as a very good user experience layer. So all put together, we thought we will conceptualize we embark upon the Vedanta V.O. So we started working on application side. Obviously, during the journey of so many years as an organization, almost all the business procedures are covered by one or other application. But still, we found certain white spaces where we thought we'll give a lot of value in terms of application. And there are three marquee projects we started working. One on asset side of that. How do we really do the asset performance management in the newer way? That is number one. Number two, how do we really digitize the whole sustainability part of it? Today, we are doing all of this in a fragmented manner in a manual process. So how do we really leverage technology to really create a sustainability control tower for ourselves? And third important point, which as a white space, we identify that business planning and performance is very, very important, where we are doing a lot of manual work. So how do we leverage cloud? The theme was that whatever we decide on this kind of strategy will always go on the cloud kind of a solution. Already, as a part of our cloud strategy, we are a very large instance of Ariba nationally today. So various cloud solutions already working, but these are the three solutions we thought, okay, will work, we'll actually start embarking upon. At the same time, apart from SAP, there are a lot of non-SAP bespoke applications. So we also realize an opportunity to really rationalize all those application into an SAP BTP platform and modernize those kind of application with a low-code, no-code platform. So that's the another angle to the business application side strategy what we have. Data and analytics, partly covered as a SAP Analytics Cloud as a part of our business planning initiatives. But as a data strategy, we started rethinking, then is it really a good idea to create a data warehouse with a copy of the data, right, and duplicating the data? And particularly when we are working on so many cloud portfolio around, probably it is not possible to create those kind of a replication of data at one place and create a data warehouse like that. So we started thinking, and then good part is that with a business data cloud coming into picture, I think it resonates to what we are thinking, that zero copy data exchange, how do we create and still leverage the kind of emergent technologies what we do that. AI, we wanted to leverage AI in a big way. Platform as a BTP gives us a kind of an opportunity to leverage embedded AI. We can also develop the custom AI, and with a co-pilot or digital assistant in the form of Joule also will create a basically help us a lot. Also, we are a SAP Microsoft shop in a way. So recently that Microsoft and SAP announced a joint interoperability of the Copilot and the Joule. So that itself is actually very exciting for us. And we thought, okay, we both put together can serve our needs of digital assistant across the organization. Integration layer, as I mentioned, is very, very important because SAP also works and integrated with many other cloud and non-SAP applications today. So we started migrating now from the on-premise PIPO kind of a setup to a CPI or integration suite. That is the thing. And in the form of mobility, we started, whole organization is undergoing a massive transformation with a fiorization, as well as now we are actually starting SAP Start as a full mobility platform for us. So that is the overall strategy we conceived as a part of a Vedanta VRISE V.O program. So in a nutshell, we are working on the 5 pillars, as I mentioned earlier also, the cloud integration layer in terms of CPI, common development layer in terms of business process automation and development framework, unified data and analytics layer in form of an SAP as well as a business data cloud which is coming up, and user experience layer perspective, SAP Start, kind of and Fiori mobility, and as a business AI, the kind of a business platform BTP offers. That's the overall architecture we have conceived as a part of a BTP program under the VRISE. I will also talk about now the 3 major kind of an application which you are driving. The first and foremost is SAP Analytics Cloud Business Planning. So you know that in metal and mining industry, the business planning, and particularly when you have multiple plants and multiple products, is very, very complex. And it becomes bottoms up and top down with a lot of variables in terms of the norms we set, in terms of LME price we set, in terms of exchange rate we set. And it goes in a multiple iterations. And historically, it was happening through the multiple access sheet. And any change happens, and again, there is a complexity added with the rolling plan all the time, right? So how do we really create a system where all plans and the rolling plans are up to date all the time, the performance is measured on a real-time basis, and we can take the decision on the go that, okay, what should we do, basically to bring to deliver the performance which we have set out. So that's how we started a SAC-based business planning system, which is almost, I mean, it's already live now. We already did our current year business plan on the SAC business planning. Just to give the complexity, as an organization, we have multiple plants, multiple products, co-products, byproducts, and all of things has to be accounted. So we had a 40 plus different set of templates created, which works in tandem to really create a kind of bottom side top-down plan, as well as the levels of plan in terms of unit level plant, as a product level plant, organization level plan, and it actually converts and interact with all the kind of dimensions. So that's a very, very critical and I will say very, very important project we embarked upon and we went live. The second is sustainability footprint management. As I mentioned earlier, we wanted to really digitize the whole sustainability process, and our objective or our aspiration is to create a sustainability control tower. So we started a sustainability footprint management. We have now started with scope 3, automating scope 3 emissions, and I know that with the kind of BTP services behind along with SFM, it will also help us to going forward to expand to the scope 1 and scope 2 automation as well. So our objective was to really have a complete drill down auditability. Today also we are ranked number 1 and number 3 in the sustainability index globally. But when we talk about the sanity of data, I mean, when it is coming from the systems and it is auditable, verifiable, it gives a lot of credibility to what we talk about, right? At the same time, as an organization, we are working on the various sustainability, I mean, low carbon product in terms of green aluminum, green zinc, and those kind of stuff. So even from that perspective, the calculation becomes very, very important so that we know that, okay, how much of carbon credit or carbon advantage we are giving to our customers. And therefore, maybe probably we can monetize that also in the form of a premium. So that's a very aspirational program we have started as a part of our roadmap on the sustainability footprint management. The third, as you all are aware, asset utilization is very, very important in the metal and mining industries, right? It's very asset intensive industries. And various kind of initiatives, various kind of processes are running in and around for asset management over the years. But we are reimagining the whole scenario of how do we really manage our asset performance. And we started embarking upon a project of SAP-based asset performance management. So we are trying to really move to fully the reliability-centric maintenance with automation of FMEA, and system itself can give a kind of a recommendation what should be there, and accordingly we can change our maintenance strategy, as well as the plants are also becoming old day by day. It's a wear and tear. So how do we really a risk-based inspection we can carry out, and therefore we are leveraging the APM plus there are certain solution, SAP certified partner solution also, which is actually in combination, we are driving that asset performance management strategy on the cloud portfolio. So these are the three application side of it. If I talk about an AI, again, there are three elements of embedded AI, which we have started working on what are the standard embedded AI SAP RISE offers that we started. There are custom AI scenarios which we are trying to do on top of that, and at the same time, the Joule, which is as an early adopter program, we have started working on the how do we leverage the SAP Joule. So many AI scenarios as an organization we have implemented right from exploration, the how do we really achieve the target generation in terms of exploration. When we talk about in the ore and the concentrate, blend planning and simulation, how we effectively do with an AI base, the kind of mine topology, how do we really map with a drone-based and drone plus AI-based kind of technologies. When we come to the concentrator, in the advanced process controller, we have put an AI-based algorithm to really make sure that parameters are within a certain range so that we get a highest metal recovery. When you come to the smelting side of it, maybe sinter flame monitoring kind of stuff, or boiler tube failure analysis, or we talk about a furnace mix optimization, or even in computer vision, when the metal is cast, there should not be any porosity, there should be a proper material structure. So how do we do that with the computer vision? So there are a pipeline of AI use cases which we already identified. Some of them are already implemented, some of them are already piloted at one place, and we are great believer of horizontal deployment across our entities or across in a federal organization. So we, based on the problem statement, we do it at one place where the need is most, and then once it is successful, we horizontally deploy to the other entities. That's the approach which we are taken in the thing. So it's a big kind of, in fact, we are creating, in a process of creating a AI center of excellence also for ourselves. As an organization, as a Vedanta. So that's the path we have taken to leverage the AI technology. Having said that, other than AI, all other emerging technology in terms of AR, we have blockchain, robotics, etc. It's a part and parcel of the whole digital transformation program which we are running. And BTP offers all those kind of opportunity to leverage all those technology with a partner ecosystem from services behind that. So that's the reason our objective was to really be on the kind of taking a platform approach, particularly around BTP. We are also running quite a few, I would say that co-innovation programs also. Like there are very specific things which is not supported by any standard solution in terms of current efficiency measurement or kind of a metal recovery and accounting, metal accounting part of it. All of these things also we are developing as a part of BTP under the co-innovation program with SAP. So that's how the whole journey we have taken up under VRISE 2. So if I talk about briefly, very self-explanatory, that the end state architecture of VRISE for us is that all our instances in a federal organization will ultimately converge to the single BTP platform for us. And on top of that, we have all the scenarios of low code, no code, the unified data analytics or experience we talk about, or Gen AI kind of scenario. So that's the end architecture which we are working towards. Last, but very important, then during the whole journey of last 2.5 years to 3 years, when we started, we also had certain learnings. And first and foremost was that, okay, we realized that we need to do a digitalization which should be a cloud-led. So we adopted a cloud-native approach, as well as whatever the applications which we are talking about is always like a SaaS-based application if it is not developed internally. So that's the first and foremost learning we got as a part of a transformation program. Very important to have a platform approach, because over the years, every organization takes a fragmented approach with a various solutions coming in at different times. And it's very difficult to manage those things. It actually, many a times it conflicts with each other, and we are not really get the benefit what we actually envisage. So we have taken a platform approach in the form of BTP. Integration is critical because any large organization, there won't be any one single system, right? There will be multiple systems, and there will be, and particularly all those systems will be very closely interacting with an SAP as a core business platform. So integration becomes plays a very important role, and that's the reason we thought that CPI is the best approach for us to do it. As I also mentioned earlier, data strategy. So we are revisiting the entire data strategy with a zero copy kind of an exchange, right? Rather to creating the kind of replicating the data, duplicating the data. With a humongous data as a operational systems generate. And a lot of value lies in the operational use cases, right? Because that straight away impacts the very important KPI of cost, volume, profit, and sustainability, right? So we are revisiting the data strategy, and I think it is very important for every organization to revisit the data strategy today in the current context. And the very important thing is focusing on innovation use cases. So generally the tendency is that unless there is something perfect, I will not really embark upon. Our philosophy is to take a leap of faith because everyone is on an exploratory phase and when it comes to the emerging technology. So he said that if we are sure about 60-70%, let's take a leap of faith and start embracing those technology and have a fail fast approach. So even if you have failed, no problem. Out of 10 initiative, probably 2-3 will fail, but 6-7 will also kind of succeed. And then we are leveraging in this innovation the very large startup ecosystems also, because as a Vedanta Spark, we are having a very large startup ecosystem development program where 200 plus startups are engaged with us. So we are leverage all of them as a part of innovation use cases. So we have to start somewhere, right? And then we say that okay, we evolve around on top of that. So that's the kind of innovation mindset which we have created. And the very important thing while we are doing all of these things, we are reimagining the all processes also simultaneously, right? Because if you have a bad process and you try to automate and you apply very good technology, it becomes very effectively bad process, right? So we want to avoid that, and we are trying to get this. I mean, we are taking this opportunity to really reimagining process. Obviously, it's a slow process because there is a lot of change management, a lot of things are actually has to change behind the underhood. So slowly we are reimagining the all processes and say that we'll have a processes which actually create an intelligent enterprise for us. So that's the story which I wanted to really convey, taking this opportunity. Thank you very much.
So we can have a quick Q&A in case anyone like to ask any question to Mr. Chetan Trivedi. You can raise your hand and you need to ask a very targeted question by introducing yourself first. If you have any question, please raise your hand. Then we'll proceed to the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chetan, for that insightful presentation. It's fascinating to see how technology is driving new opportunities and efficiencies in the industry and your organization.